attracts 10 PV to the team. Okay, and this PV reflects all the way to the top, and then packages also attract PVs. I would just like to make it very simple for everyone to understand that every single item you buy in Milnapath attracts PVs. Like, we had some products on display. All those products have PVs. So as you're buying your packages, you are actually buying products. And all those product PVs begin to reflect and begin to instantly accrue bonuses. And you begin to earn. Alright? So now, whenever you sponsor anybody that is taking a package, you are entitled to making 20 to 28% of the PV that is generated by that person. Okay, and whenever the person goes ahead to introduce other people, the PVs continue to reflect. Now you might not be the sponsor anymore to be making that 20 to 28%, but since you are already in the channel, you will still benefit, and that takes us to other benefits, because talking about personal referring, we talk about activation bonus and upgrade bonus. I'd like to emphasize a little on upgrade bonus. Upgrade bonus in Milnapath system, whenever you want to start your business, the company allows you to start at the level you can afford. Okay, there are businesses that we want you to start at a very high level, and if you don't start at that level, they put consequences. Okay, for you not being able to take this package, then you cannot have this kind of benefit. Okay, but in Milnapath, they allow you to start at the level you can. If you want to start as an entry, that you bring in a package of, let's say, 30,000, including registration, everything put together is 40,000. Okay, you can grow from that level gradually to become standard, to become executive, to become elite, and finally get to the highest package as VIP without any time limit, without any time tag that you must do it within a set period of time. You can do it at any point in time. Alright, so now upgrade bonus accrues to those that sponsored somebody who started from entry level, and later on the person decides to go higher. You, the upline that introduced that person, you're still entitled to earning from that person. Okay, so if you could bring somebody in to the business as a VIP member, of course that's the best place to be. Okay, I am a VIP member, and I know why I choose to be a VIP member. Okay, because I love earning the percentage at its peak. Okay, but now if you introduce somebody today as a VIP member, that's excellent. But what if the person cannot afford being a VIP member today, but eventually will afford being a VIP member tomorrow? What should you do? You introduce the person at the level the person can afford, and whenever the person upgrades, you are still entitled to every benefit you could have gotten if you brought the person as a VIP member in the first place. So in Milnapath, we do not lose earnings. We don't lose rewards. Okay? Anytime it happens, you get paid. Now let me introduce you to one very amazing bonus. A bonus that is the reason why majority of us promoting Milnapath system are still in this system, and that is pairing bonus. Pairing bonus is another big bonus that helps us to harness leverage. If you've ever walked alone without earning from whatever other people do, then I tell you, sorry, please, with all due respect, poverty is not far from the doorstep. No matter how big that salary or that thing you're earning is. I don't mean to, but I want you to begin to leverage on other people's effort, leverage on other people's intelligence, leverage on other people's money, leverage on other people's time, leverage on other people's outlook, even the outlook of those that you introduce, and the way they are perceived in the society could also turn in your favor. So learn the art of leverage. And so I come back to pairing bonus. Pairing bonus is a bonus that is paid from the accumulated points that appear on your right and your left team. For every 40 PV that comes into the business, for every 40 PV that comes into the business, you enjoy a pen. And what is a pair? It means that you have 40 PV on one side, pairing up with exactly 40 PV on your other leg, and Milnapath pays 2,800 on every pair. Now let me say something here. At this point, it is not about you going to introduce the person personally. It's just about the spillover of points that is coming in from the work done from your entire team. If your upline puts somebody into your team, you get it. It's part of your point. If your upline sponsored the person and placed it under your team, that point is still counting. If the point is a placement point, if the point is a sponsored point, if this point is a unilevel point, any kind of point it is, it counts. Okay, unilevel is out of it for now. I'll get to that. But if the point is sponsored or whatever, and it is package that led to that point, or registration that led to that point, it is part of the points that pair for you in Milnapath system. Alright? And so in Milnapath system, you are allowed to earn up to 175 pairs in a day. If I say you can pair up to 175 times, do you know what that means? That's for VIP members. I will get to the others. If you can pair up to 175 times in a day, it means you can make 175 times 2,800. Please, if you have your phones, bring out your phone and press 175 times 2,800. Has anybody gotten the answer?
400 and something.
Any answer from the audience?
470.
What? 490,000 possibility in one day. 490,000. And imagine that you've built your business to a point that can happen every day. Multiply that by 30 days of the month and let's see what happens. 490,000 times 30 days of the month. What is it going to be? 14.7 million as a possibility on one of your registration. Imagine that you had 3 registration and the 3 registration were vomiting 14.7 million every month. How much would that be? Ladies and gentlemen, this is pairing bonus for you. But yet, we have not even gotten to the king of them all. You understand? There's a king in this pack of bonuses. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to make money?
Yes.
I don't think this hall wants to make money. If you want to make money, let me see your hands up.
I want to make money.
All right. If you want to make money, let me hear a shout. Now I believe that you want to make money. In Milnapath, if you believe that that money you want to make is in Milnapath, can I hear a louder shout? Ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce you to the king of all the bonuses, which we are yet to really understand, but it's a very simple one. Okay, Milnapath also allows what we call repurchase. Repurchase, it means if you're an existing member, you already have a package and you need to use products because it must be the product of your product. To be factual, Milnapath product is saving lives. I standing here, Milnapath product has been in a lot of ways. I can't just testify. I'm telling you. I can't say. A lot of times, you see this philanthropic mama, there were times when trauma wanted to show me pepper. Trauma wanted to scatter my life. She did not allow it happen. She just said, how many cups of cardio milk? How many cups of Nakom oil? I was in a deep mess. Before I could realize that depression can actually shut down your system, I noticed I was with sugar. My sugar was high, BP extremely high. I noticed that prostate had begun to develop, what was never there in the first place. I noticed that I began to have ulcer. You see the GERD, they talk about gastro reflux, esophageal reflux disease. I was experiencing all that. I can't stand here without belching repeatedly. In let's say 1 minute, I must have belched 3 times. If I lie down to sleep, food will come back to my mouth. What are you talking about? I had experienced all kinds of things. But today I stand here very healthy. Hello, I stand here very sound. Ladies and gentlemen, as I stand here, I can move mountains. And I give credit to God Almighty and also to the products that came from Milnapath. Because in all these things, I did not take anything from anywhere. So ladies and gentlemen, every member of this company should be a product of their product. And it means you must personally take products every time. And because they know that you are going to buy products to take, they created a bonus called repurchase bonus, that you decided to repurchase a product to use to maintain yourself. Hello. And every time you make a repurchase, the company pays you back on that particular purchase you made. 20% comes back to you. Hello. 20% of the PV of that product comes back to you. When I say 20% of the PV, I mean if you bought a rejuvenating drink for a rejuvenating drink which attracts 16 PV, it means you will have 20% of 16 times 500 naira, bringing back PV to naira, and that goes back to you. Are we together? So anything you have in PV, multiply the percentage and add times 500, and you get the right answer. And apart from that, they move all the PVs of the uni-level or of the repurchases that you've made into the uni-level structure. And when those PVs hit your uni-level structure, now you are in to earn from 12 uni-level generations. When I say 12 uni-level generations, I'm not meaning that your business terminates at 12 generations. Because in your binary system, you can only have one person on the left and one person on the right. But in your uni-level, you can have unlimited persons in your first generation. Okay? How does it work? Anybody that you personally introduce, even if they were in your 1 millionth generation, when it comes to uni level, the company brings them back to your first generation. And so you earn your first generation earning on their repurchases. Are we together? Is the English too much? No. Now money we dey talk about. In the end, now money we dey talk about. Hello. It is very difficult to understand it when we are speaking grammar. But my God, if I tell you when it hits your bank account, you will understand it. Hello. If it hits your bank account, understanding will drop down. Hello. Once upon a time, I earned some kind of money, and I was asking my wife, I say, "Now me get the money." Then I say network marketing. But you see, there is nothing like Milnapath in this space. I usually tell people that Milnapath is the apex of the MLM food chain. You understand?
Yes, sir.
When you see a grasshopper moving, you find out that something will pursue it and eat it. Maybe a rat will catch it and eat it. And then the cat will see the rat, and the cat will pursue the rat, and the cat will eat up the rat. And then another bigger carnivore, we see the cat and we eat the cat. Then it finally comes to the king of the jungle. The lion will now finish the matter, and then the matter ends there. And who wants to chop him again? No matter how big an animal is, they are meat for the lion. I want to say that Milnapath is the lion of MLM. Hello? I just said that Milnapath is the lion of MLM. And I have reasons why. Now let me finish with the uni-level bonus. This uni-level bonus, hello, when people begin to buy products, repurchase products, they begin to repurchase from your first generation. Okay, let's say I personally sponsored this speaker and I sponsored this speaker. Okay, now I cannot directly have any other person connected to me in the tree apart from these two. But somewhere along the line, I still got somebody else somewhere down, and it's this speaker. He was somewhere down, and this other speaker somewhere over there, and this other one down in my team. When they do their repurchase, that very month, as long as I do my own, with as simple as one bottle of Nacon oil, 6,000 naira repurchase can cover you for the whole month. Yeah. Okay? All these speakers, whatever they bought, I'm going to earn 7%, 7%, 7%, 7%, 7%, 7%, 7%. And then when their own downlines that they personally sponsored begin to make their repurchase, I will still be earning 6% from their downline. 6%, 6%, 6%, 6%, 6%. That's the second generation. Hello, I didn't stop them from earning their own, because those ones I collected 6% from, they collected their 7%, 7%, 7%. You understand how it flows? Nobody is left out of the system. Are we together? And then by the time those ones that I collected 6% from bring their own, I will now start earning 5%, 5%. You can imagine they've expanded, because one maybe brought 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, and then those ones brought their own. So you can expand. You can imagine that as we go deeper, it expands wider. And then, ladies and gentlemen, one day I was trying to do some calculation. I said, okay, if people buy just Nakom oil, 10 PV in a month, and then let's say I have 3 people that are directly connected to me only, and they also had their 3 that were connected to them, and their 3 had their 3s like that, and we hit the 12th generation on the uni level. I saw that I was going to be going home on only uni level bonus 35.5 million. 35.5 million. I say, it looks so big. I say, you mean these people can give all this money? I said, okay, let me add another person. Let them be 4. When I calculated before that they are buying one bottle of Nakom oil, and they expanded by 4 and got to the 12th generation, guess what? I was earning 960 something thousand. I say, how can I get to the gate of heaven? And I no go enter. I'm almost a billionaire. What are you talking about? I said, you must not buy one Nakom oil, you must buy 3, buy 3, buy 3, buy 3, buy 3, buy 3. At the end of that month, at the end of the day, I successfully landed at 2.8 billion. Only uni-level bonus. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I tell you, uni-level bonus is the king of them all. And do you know what? You may wonder, how can the company survive? Uni-level bonus gives birth to itself every single month and closes its account every single month. So there is no backlog. In fact, you should be more afraid of pairing bonus. Hello? Hello? So now, ladies and gentlemen, there are other bonuses for which you see all these distinguished car awardees and other rank awardees gathered here today. We have people that are here that are going to be going with cars. We have some people that maybe they've not even had a car before, but by virtue of Milnapath, they now are car awardees, and they can never ever trek again. Not in this life. Because it has happened to me. Let me tell you the truth. Every car I've ever driven, I never bought. Every car I've ever driven, I never bought. I've never gone to a car stand to buy a car, but I've driven cars. Ask me how. Now we they talk so. Car what? Car what? Hello? Hello? If you want to win a car, let me see your hands up. It is possible. It is 101% possible. And one company that I love so much, because if you ask me to speak the truth, I will say it is not only Milnapath that gives car award, but one company that I know that don't profit on your car award. Because some of them, when you win a car, they will keep it till 2 years time before they will give you. Some people become late trekking because somebody hits them along the road, whereas they should have been driving. Somewhere on Okada, they are car awardees, but they've not handed it to them. They ended up dying by an Okada accident because they didn't have the chance. But you see, in Milnapath, the very day the award drops, you will just see a mighty alert. Slam your phone. My God. Please give it up for the CEO. Please give her the honor. She deserves it. She deserves it. Ma, I throw away my respect. You deserve it. A woman with a heart of gold. It's not, look, we've done different businesses. I've related with different CEOs. But there are CEOs that when we are talking, because somehow, whether I come late in the business or I come early, I must reach the CEO. Because I would understand them very well. You understand? And then you will see them in their moment of weakness talking. And then you hear words like, in this company we are paying too much. We are paying. You will see complaints, bitter complaints. After a while you find out that some PVs that were entered into the system did not reflect. CEO is liaising with programmer. They are beginning to press some buttons. But who amongst you all seated here, have you loaded a PV into the system and you did not find that PV in the system? There is none. So it's not even. But when I talk, anytime when I talk with the CEO, I will hear say, wow, we have produced this number of car audits and I'm going to pay. I don't want to be paying at the end of the month. I'm going to be paying immediately. I said, Mama, you are changing the plan. He said, don't worry, any money that, as Daddy rightly said, any money that is not for us in our account will never be our own. Let it go to the rightful owners. They don't keep it in the bank to accrue any interest. What are we talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Milnapath for you. So once you've been able to accumulate points, you've gotten to the point you have 5,000 binary. No, not binary, sorry. That is why in Milnapath we say all points now. Milnapath. Milnapath, all point now, point. It's not just a saying. That one happened when I was busy teaching some of my guys at Massacre. And when we were teaching, and then it just fell out of my mouth, all point now, point. Then they say, no, God, rewind. They say, we can't let this one slide. Then it became a slogan. Milnapath, all point now, point. Because whether binary point, unilevel point, points from packages, points from repurchases, points from registration, all the points. I can see that my time is up.